Let me begin by saying, Excellencies, distinguished panelists, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my distinct honor and pleasure to serve as this morning's moderator for what I trust will be a very fruitful panel discussion on the foremost objective that is and always has been at the heart of the existence of this organization, peace. So I would now like to open up the floor to those of you who would like to make a comment or pose a question, and I would once again ask you to be as brief as possible so that we can engage as many persons as possible in this process.
Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you. I give the floor to the representative of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, distinguished panelists, and dear colleagues and friends. Let me take this opportunity to thank the President of the General Assembly for his initiative in conceiving and actually bringing together this meeting today. What we are actually discussing here is an aspirational aspect of buttressing and advancing the Charter of the United Nations towards attaining universal peace. However, peace is the issue of conflict. Culture of peace cannot just be wished and for it to appear. Action and activity concerted towards achieving universal peace and checking the foundation of conflicts must be done concertedly by particularly two constituencies, two agencies, that is states and non-state actors.
I'm Carole Krechman, and I am the founder and president of the Peacemakers Corps, and I salute Christine for having said at their last moment that what we need in this world are peacemakers. And we have been dealing with youth at the UN for the last 15 years, focused on workshops and trainings to teach young people around the globe, especially those who come from poverty and from bad circumstances, that change comes from within. The culture of peace is something that every person in this world can do. What I'm concerned about, and after listening to the panel, and I would want to thank President Al-Nasir and Ambassador Chowdhury, and of course Federico Mior, who I've known for years, to put on this conference. I've been in the UN as a volunteer running NGOs for 24 years now, and it pleases me to be in this room full of NGOs and member states working together to make a culture of peace. I would like to see and make a challenge to those on the panel and those who are here on how can we actually use this new internet communication device called the web to pull together all of us. Every single person in this room is interested in creating a culture of peace. And that's exciting for me, because I've always felt a bit alone in this youth endeavor. And if we could have some kind of place on the internet hosted by UNESCO and the United Nations, where all of us who are working in this arena can share our ideas, share what we're doing, talk to one another through the internet, and be a voice and a movement for change to create a culture of peace. And I thank you for today, and I thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you for that intervention.
This is the first ever high-level forum of the General Assembly convened by the President of the General Assembly since the program of action was adopted in 1999. And here I have a suggestion, maybe before I forget, I say 13th September is the day when the program of action was adopted. Maybe we should have an anniversary or celebration every year to do that. So this time we are one day late, but maybe next year we should be 13th of September for all of us to get together. This was a very energizing morning. I am very enthused by the response from all of you, and each one of you. Can I give each one of you a hug from me? Okay, you have my hug.
And we look
at this little blue book and we say, where is this program of action being fleshed out by all these wonderful men and women of goodwill from around the planet? I'd like to begin with a note of recognition, actually, and an appreciation for the pioneering efforts of Ambassador Chowdhury in partnering with civil society. We're grateful.
We have some programs that we're working on, and I'd like to have everybody in this room kind of call to actions. We've implemented and designed 2 programs. One is to reach the youth across this world to create a movement to create peace in the street. And the way we want to do that is that we want to have videos sent to us from every part of the world, from kids that are from 8 years old to 18, to tell us about how they would make peace in the street in their own world. Can you imagine having millions of 1-minute or 2-minute stories from the street that we can then collate and put together? That movement would create millions more. The other thing we want to do, which I think is very important, is to train first responders. Those of the UNDP, the Peace Corps, people who go into chaos when there's either man-made chaos like wars or natural resource. We find that women and children are the biggest, the violence against them escalates like a hockey stick when they're in refugee camps. We want to talk about how we can take the culture of peace into those camps immediately, just the same as water, food, and shelter, and start to help these people heal. That's an important part of what the lessons that the Peacemaker Corps is bringing. And all of this will be delivered through social media and through the web to the whole millions and millions of people in this world, and we hope everybody will join us.
Thank you.